Hi, Kat.
Hello, Rui.
Kat Válastur is a Greek choreographer living and working in Berlin, like so many artists from the Berlin scene. And she's here with us in a project we have together with the Goethe Institut. And this is a moment where we can give a little bit of visibility to her work, because our mission is to protect artists and make sure that they are invisible, they do what they want. But at the end of the day, we need at least once in a while look through the door and look through the window and understand what's happening in our premises. So Kat has a wonderful, distinctive language. She was in Lisbon performing her last solo, and she's been here working on a new piece. So hi and welcome.
Hello.
So do you want to tell us a little bit about your new work, please?
Sure. First of all, I'm really happy to be here. It's like amazing to live in the studio, almost. It's like, as I say, paradise for me, like to be able to work like this. And I'm working on a piece that is called the FarNear. It's a piece that I create together with 6 performers, and we might also meet one more when we go back to Berlin. And it's going to be presented at the Bode Museum, curated by Caroline Brandl in Berlin. And it's a piece that the dancers, like, they become also musicians. And based on the fact that in the particular space there is an echo, I call it that a female sound monument. And the idea is that because the space is very much defined, I mean the whole collection is very much defined by mostly, actually only male artists, I create somehow a symbolically and speculatively situation in which the sound and the dance of the female bodies can potentially and symbolically transform and affect these artworks.
So very, very special moment when I walked into the studio moments ago. And what came to my attention immediately was the sound. So your work, of course, is a very hybrid work with space, sounds, body and lights and environment. So it's a complex work. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what kind of body? It's kind of a body that transforms itself and metamorphoses itself. It was so interesting here. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you're looking for?
Yeah, I mean, in general, like, I think that what I try to do as a position in choreography is the transformation. And it's also transformation that comes also from the body of the dancers, and hopefully it also affects and transforms also the viewer. And transformation is a very important aspect in my work, because I work also with very much about the power structures and how they're embodied. So there is a certain kind of connection there in how we deal with that and how we transform that eventually. In this work, and usually what I always do, is like I try to have a certain kind of articulation. I like when the body is somehow moving inside a way of phrasing something. And I create a condition out of this. That is very important in the work. In each work I create a condition which is constantly shifting and transforming. And this one, also because there's also the aspect of the sound, because the performers are also the musicians in this one, and they all together they create this collective force of women. It's very important of how this is somehow formulates itself. So we're trying to have a communication like aspects of communication. So the body needs to form a certain kind of way, as if there is a tribe that they also communicate with each other. And then this potentially becomes more and more effective, and they go into a certain kind of sound composition together. This is very important to create this collective, and how the bodies and the sound transforms from like a kind of like almost animalistic context of how we could communicate in a secret language, or their language as women, and then somehow go together to a maximum, and then how to transform it in other ways of creation in that sense, in that certain context.
Why just women? Is there a reason?
Yeah, because like I think for me it's very important this time to really work on that. Also because of what is happening now in Greece, I'm like very sensitive in this matter. Like there's a lot of femicides. I think also it's somehow important that we try to find together what it means, that like how it can be manifested. I'm also working on a collective, on a magazine in Berlin that is somehow made by women artists, and I think that is important to be heard, like like that there is this kind of like manifestation of a collective voice of women in order to shift and change and transform certain stereotypes. Take time here and then make a decision,
And where is Greece and the Greek origins in your work? Is it there somewhere?
I think it's very much on a certain kind of thinking. I'm not using mythology to talk necessarily about a mythological reference, but it's more like a tool.
Okay.
I take certain references that exist, but then I make them new mythological spaces that relate more to contemporary times.
How does it feel to be in Berlin? Because Berlin now is the place to be. It's like New York 20, 30 years ago. Does it change something? Because it's such an incredible scene.
Yeah, I mean, the truth is that in Berlin flourished a lot in the last years, like different people, different nationalities. I think that is the most beautiful thing about Berlin.
Sure.
That it has a certain kind of character that I don't know if you can find it in other cities. I haven't lived also in other cities in Germany. And I think this is the most fascinating thing, In the end, we all have to work together, and I think these times they are really asking for this,
Very nice.
Yeah.
So I want to, of course, we have limited time. It is my obligation to stop it now.
Okay.
We could go on talking and talking.
Yes,
now.
absolutely.
Actually, now we start the talk.
Now we started, yeah, but we continue.
It is wonderful. So I hope you come back. I'm sure you will.
I would love to.
And
yes.
It's lovely to have a Greek artist coming from Germany in Portugal. This is the world we live now. Wish you best luck, and
Thank you.
please stay well.
Thank you.
And we will meet in the future.
Absolutely.